There that smooth countdown thing again. There we go. Happy New Year, everybody! Happy New Year!
Let me tell y'all, if you don't have a couple of haters, you ain't doing it right. So,
well, I got a couple haters right out there. I love both of these people that's working with me. I love our historian. Good morning, Gina Lee.
Good morning, Party Marty. Good morning, CC.
Good morning, Gina.
I love our engineer, my lovely wife and current events. Good morning, CC.
Good morning, baby. Good morning.
Hey, BB, our number one fan. Good morning. I love everybody, but my wife always.
Look who else we got.
Hey, Coach Dirk. What's up, dog?
How you doing?
Man, life is great, dude. Actually, it couldn't be better. We're being joined today by Coach Dirk. That's actually his name. Because if you were to say, hey, you know Derek Johnson? Hey, I don't know. You know Derek Jackson? I don't know. You know that? Oh, you mean Coach?
Yep.
Oh, I'm saying, how are you 20 and you call him Coach? And then the ones that's 50 call you Coach. The ones that's 70 call you Coach. That means that somewhere along the line you've coached a lot of people. And we thank God for you. Derek, here's our format, how we do. If you haven't seen it, we get out here. Tell, first of all, good morning to your lovely wife. Is she there?
No, she at work.
Well, that's a good place for her. I ain't gonna say nothing. CC, did you hear that?
You best believe she gonna find a way to watch. So watch what you say about my friend.
You on there, you better watch that.
That's right, because you already know I'm telling.
Yeah, hey, listen. Here's what we do. We go around the horn and introduce ourselves in all in a minute. First of all, we thank God for getting there. Everybody, that gentleman that you just see, we call Coach Derek. He's out of the Park Ice community, illustrious Park Ice community. And he's one of the persons, if you have anything to do with those fields, you have anything to do with those recs, you have anything to do with football, basketball, baseball out there in the community, he's the person that spends time mentoring and teaching your child. You know what I mean? And here's another thing that we don't know. It's a tallest, thankless, probably most of the time non-paying job, a commitment.
You don't know?
Real talk. So when you see people like him and all that kind of stuff, Gina was talking about Friday, we'll be interviewing Raymond Sidnor. We call him Suge. You know what I mean? He's going to be at Empowerment Temple. They got words for all these people that they call coach. They got words for them. You know what they call them? Volunteers. Don't you ever get it twisted.
Right.
They volunteers. They're the first person up because they got to pick up your child. They're the last person home because they got to drop off the child. And when you don't come pick up your child, they got to sit on the field and wait until you finally get there. With a mouthful of excuses and lies. I say what people want to say, Derek, but don't say. So let's get that out of the way because I coach at the great James Mosier Little League Association. So I know exactly what it's doing. Okay, listen, here's what we do. Without further ado, let's start with our prayer. We get our quick prayer in. We have a moment of silence, and then we move on from there. Then we start the show. All right, prayer starting. Father God, thank you for the wonderful things that's going on in all our lives. Father God, thank you for everybody that participates in the program. Father God, thank you for the time that you spend in our hearts, in our circle, in our lives. Father God, just thank you. Father God, we always pray for them people over there fighting them God-forsaken wars, that we can watch Raven games, do podcasts, hang out, go live, and eat bonbons. Father God, we also always make sure we have a special prayer for everybody that's dealing with this God-forsaken pandemic. Father God, now we'll add one more to over there where the persons are dealing with Palestinians, to over there where people are just dealing with West Baltimore gun-toting, bullet-shooting thugs, East Baltimore, Park Heights, Cherry Hill, anywhere in the world where this murder count is getting astronomical. Father God, please touch their hands. Father God, please touch their hearts. Father God, we always make sure that we get in there with Big Cuz gave us, Helen from out of North Carolina, She always tells us, God gives you two things. After that, you should be fine. Grace and mercy. We thank you, Lord, for grace and mercy. You give that to us, we'll do the rest. Moment of silence, please. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Hey, like I was saying, we're going to welcome another panel person, Mr. Derek. There we call him Coach Derek. He's CC's one of CC's oldest friends in the work industry, his husband. You know what I mean? But he's still hello everywhere. Hey, Bonnie, how you doing? So this is what we do. What we do is we go around the horn. Everybody talks about their topic. Give you time, huh? Family, how you doing, big cuz? Grace and mercy again. Hey, cuz, we've been out all night. If you see us sleeping my eyes or something like that, we was hanging with Ursel and Nisi. Cece was hanging with Nisi. You know the drill. Me, Ursel, and Ant would have been the same place. We went lay down, went to bed for a while. They still down there. Hiccup. They in live for Jen. Hiccup. They was in live all night long. 3 o'clock in the morning, they come staggering to the room. You know what I mean? Doing their thing. What y'all do? Talk about everybody for the last hour. So that's what they did, cuz that's what they was doing. So live was fun. It's good to see everybody on the other Tate side of the family. Here's what we're going to do. Without further ado, we're going to start off with our historian, Gina Lee. She's going to do her thing. Got a nice hour, 15-minute show today. Gina Lee, what's your topic today? Let's talk.
Well, good morning, everyone. Glad to see everybody in podcast land. Party Marty, CC, and Coach. My topic today is about the black girl registered as white due to her wealth. Well, you all know that most people
Whoa. All right. CC, here we go. I thought that she couldn't talk.
I was about to say, I know good and well everybody couldn't let that ride.
I'm trying to figure out. I didn't think that you could actually possibly top all your other topics. Now, here we go. Give me that format one more time so I can get ready for this.
The black girl registered as white due to her wealth.
Wow. Okay, let's go, Gina.
Okay. So we all know that back in the day, many people were considered wealthy because they were white, simply, you know. So especially back in the 17th century. Well, here this girl was a descendant of the very first group of slaves that were brought to the United States. So they were farmers and they did work, you know, the fields. But her grandfather actually served in the Civil War. And when he died, he was awarded many acres of land. And that land was divided among his grandchildren, which she was one. Sarah Rector is her name, Rector. And at the time that she inherited this land, she was 10 years old. So the land was spread out all over the place, and she didn't know, you know, what to do at 10 years old. Mm-hmm. So, of course, the white establishment, they assessed a person to help her handle her affairs. But they never visited her initially. They found out that one of the plots of land that she owned had oil underneath. So they just wrote up paperwork and did whatever they had to do so that they could get control over this land. and they would pay the person that owned the land. Well, they never bothered to check in the beginning to see who this person was. She was just Sarah Rector on paper.
Okay.
Well, the land produced oil over, well, first of all, the land itself was worth $556 at the time, this particular plot of land, which would be today $8,500 worth of land. That's just one part of land she owned. So she was happy just to get $500 worth of land. But her parents went on, like I said, and did the paperwork by mail with whoever wanted to possess the land that had the oil. And the land that had the oil produced $300 a day for her. Now, in today's times, that would be $18 billion.
Wow.
Okay. So she went ahead and invested this money. She was the owner of coffee shops, a hotel, a bakery, huge agricultural lands, and had invested quite a bit in stocks. So she moved her family to Missouri, and she went ahead and she made, a good living. And so she passed away July 22nd of 1967 at the age of 65 due to natural causes. But she is known as the black slave girl who was declared white due to her wealth.
Wow.
So,
wow.
and her house where she moved into in Missouri is still a well-known place. It's called the Rector Mansion. So, yeah, she's this is a picture of her, if you can see it.
Oh, she's not white.
No,
she's definitely not white.
That was her at age 10. And this is her when she passed away.
She still wasn't white, but
nope.
Okay.
It looked like
she was wealthy. She was.
I was about to say, but money looked good on her though.
She was wealthy when she passed. Yes, she was.
She didn't have them little pickaninny bow rats and
nothing. I was about to say that money did her body good, but she still wasn't white. But okay.
Yeah.
But
see, all the establishment was concerned about was money, and all they were concerned about is getting their hands on that oil.
Mm-hmm.
So they never even bothered to check whether she was black or white. I believe they probably thought because she was an owner of this land, she had to be white.
Right.
In your records, do you believe when did they find out? Or did they ever?
Oh, they did. When they started paying her that $300 a day, and it started stacking up, the governor said that somebody needed to help her.
Oh yeah.
Help her manage her money.
Of course.
What they did. This is what they did. And this is a known fact. So they taxed her so highly that she is also known as the person that paid the most tax in history in the state of Missouri. The most tax in the state of so that's what they did. They tried to get a large portion of what she was making, but she wasn't done. You know, every man in the state tried to marry her. She was like, nope, nope, nope. I'm investing my money. And she
Yeah.
bought all these businesses and so forth. And yep. So
Yeah.
she made sound decisions, even though they tried to take what she had.
That's a good topic. That's a well-known fact to somebody else except for me. I never heard that story before. And here's what we do, Derek. Derek, after somebody comes up and they give their topic, then we go around the horn and everybody comments on what you think. CC, any comment?
That's just amazing how once they found, I thought it was actually funny when you said that once they found out she was black, they sent somebody to help her with her money. God forbid, nobody ever thinks that a black person can manage their own money. So, I mean, that was a really interesting story, though, Gina.
Yeah, a lot of information and stuff. Yeah. Coach Derek, any comment on that topic?
Oh, definitely, that was interesting because one, they don't think we can manage too much anything anyway.
True.
And then again, like she said, they figure because of our color of skin that we don't know how to control money, businesses, or situations. You know what I mean? Right. That we always need advice from somebody of the other color. You know, and then I'm looking at what you're saying, Ms. Lee, and I'm thinking, and it hit me also bringing it up to today about these organizations that's basically they getting the money to help the communities, but yet they're not using all that money in the communities. You know what I mean? They got somebody else managing that part too.
Right.
You know, so what she talking about that topic, it also comes, we could bring it up to today's what's going on out here. You know, so it was very interesting. Then that was the first I heard it happen and everything. That's something that us as black folks should know. You know, our kids should know that people that she had that type of money, but yet she was black, but what they were thinking she was white because of the dollar sign that was in her bank account.
That's right.
So
good point, Derek. You know what I mean? Yeah, and my spin on that is I like the way Gina always gives us the then and now. She'll tell you what the money was worth then and what you're talking about now. Because somebody will say $300 or this, and she says she would be a billionaire, a multi-billionaire. You know what I mean? A multi-billionaire. First thing that everybody want to do is go marry her. You know, I don't want a husband. You can hang out with me. You can spend the night, but in the morning you gotta go.
Right. You don't get no drawer. Don't leave your toothbrush. None of that.
Hey, look. Hey, Derek, flip it on you. Take this $100 with you. You were good. See? All right. Hey, listen. That gives us segue, and we jump around from topic to topic. But Derek, I mean, right now you just hit everybody with a thirst for knowledge. I have a good friend that may be chiming in, Tony from Tony's Trucking. He's an avid person in your world, Derek. I was with him. Hey, Brian, we need to reestablish black wealth through banking and loaning. That's so true, Brian. But we are sometimes we happen to be a selfless group. You know what I mean? Because we can be a selfish group. And this will bring us right into my quick topic, and we're going to let Coach go in after that, Coach Derek. I have a good friend, Tony, Mr. Tony that owns Tony's Trucking. He's on a lot of those boards, organizations, and what have you. And he invited me to a meeting sometime, it was about a week or so ago. CC, but he was saying something about somebody in the Park Heights community is such and such money missing, and we're having a meeting about the meeting. I said, well, any idea where the money is? And he said, well, it did this. And then after people start talking, and I'm listening what Tony is telling me, it's not tangible with somebody right there on Park Heights that's running a rep, or somebody that's at the church that this money had to be taken away before it got anywhere near the Park Heights community. Somewhere, I'm just saying, somewhere along the line, you know, and we're going to let Mr. Derek is going to tell us about some things that he's doing, first of all, in the community and what's have you. But he's going to also tell you about some needs that we have to. And also about, like you say, the sidestep. You know what I mean? How persons will go off and say, oh, yeah, somebody asking me. Somebody in East Baltimore did that. And then when you hear the story, it never even got to East Baltimore. A politician or somebody way down the line got it. They'll throw that. Well, my wife was talking about that. The war in Afghanistan, Biden did this, Biden did that. My wife said that this executive order was put in place back in the Trump administration that in May that we would leave this place. All he did was really technically follow the executive order.
Right.
That's all he did, follow the order somebody else put in place. You know what I mean? But yet they will go off and always say that it's something that was done by Mr. Biden, but really was already there. Mr. Derek, tell me exactly what is it that you do in the Park Heights community. And first of all, tell us why exactly everybody calls you coach.
All right. First of all, good morning to everybody that's out there. I see somebody named Miss Brenda saying hello to me, so I'm gonna say hello now because I ain't wanna.
That's Marion's good friend.
BB.
Yeah, BB. We all work together.
I ain't wanna interrupt you while you used to talk. But I'm Coach Derek with CC Jackson. Most people call me coach, not just for baseball, basketball, football. They call me coach because I'm a life coach. And what I mean by that, I have, for example, I had one of my players now. I call him Lord Larry. At the age of 6, he was leading my football team out on the field. At the age of 21 right now, he's up at Boyd, get ready to play college football. And I still be with him. You know, we still talk and stuff like that. See, most people just coach kids a season and let them go, or coach them for a couple of years and let them go. My thing is why they call me coach, because I just don't coach them during the football season and stuff like that. They got a problem or something going on, they call me, we talk, we sit down, I go visit them. Some of the kids, I go to their schools, you know, pop up on them at their school. This is what a coach should be, you know. And then, like I said, I'm up at Park Heights at CC Jackson, doing my thing with the kids. And also now about this money, like Tate say about the money that came up there, like you say, it's gone probably before it get there. But see, people don't realize in our community, man, when you're doing, for example, I ain't gonna use no names. I'm just gonna say, if I'm my organization, say if we got a certain amount of money to do something for the kids. You can't do it 1 month and leave these kids blind for the next 2 months. You see what I'm saying? You got enough money that where you can do something every week for these kids. I found that out myself doing it my way, as in taking money from my pockets and other guys who up in the community. We call ourselves Men of Vision. And our vision is to save the youth, to do something different for them. So what we do, we come together, even not just the youth, we come together like around Thanksgiving. We give out turkeys. We go to the old folks spot over there, home, and get the people over there. Make sure they get turkeys. We go around, giving out food, feeding people, stuff like that. You know, and the thing is, when people need help, if we can do it, we do it. You know, and we don't get a lot of grants. I'm gonna tell you that now.
Right.
We don't get a lot of grants, but I was always told, if God bless you, you should bless somebody else with your blessings. You know what I mean? So, and that's how your blessings will keep coming. You know, and everything else is basically with us. We trying to do give out some book bags this year. Supposed to be on the 28th. So I'm trying to get that organized. But by having this knee replacement, it's hard for me getting around to take care of a lot of stuff. But by the grace of God, it's going to be done. Something's going to be done. If I had to give out just 10 book bags, I'm going to give out something. You know, and I thank God for that, you know. But I thank Tate and CC for having me. For one, I know for a couple of weeks I've been hearing my wife down there, and I hear Tate say, "Where's Coach Derek? Yeah, he'll be here next week." I'll be here. I ain't telling you, CC, though, all right? But, you know,
you ain't gotta tell her nothing, Derek, because she right on here. She just said good morning.
Hey,
she's gonna be on here. Hey, Marion.
Oh yeah, she been commenting the whole time you've been talking.
Oh yeah,
that's right. There she go, right there.
There she is. Hey everybody. Hey Marion.
and oh man, I take my hat off to y'all because y'all doing a lot. Y'all doing a lot, and it's good to have somebody else in different neighborhoods doing something. Can you imagine how strong we would be if we come together in a neighborhood? I asked this at Park Heights one time. I asked 4 organizations, let's come together as a united for our neighborhood up there. My organization had 200 kids. The other organization got 250. Another one had about 200, and the other one of them had 400 kids. Now imagine,
1,000 kids.
Right. Now imagine we come together as one umbrella with all them kids, man. We can't go wrong. You know, and then our kids is not the type, they looking for love. Because if they ain't getting it at home, they want it somewhere else. And if we don't show it to them, they going straight to the streets. And that's starting at the age of 9 and 10. You know, and I done lost a lot of players up there, a lot of kids that I dealt with, but I thank God for the ones who is still doing something. You know, they moved me from CC Jackson. Now they moved me back. But I had a lady text me and tells me, now I forgot all about this young man. She texted me and she said, I didn't know you coached the NBA.
Can't hear you.
See,
This kid,
you hit the button. Okay.
No, yeah, somebody was calling, so I pushed it off.
All right.
Oh, okay.
So this kid was I had coached him when he was like 12 up to like 16, 17 years old. He played for the NBA now. And he actually went back and said, it wasn't for Coach Derek doing what he did back then, I wouldn't be where I'm at. You know what I mean? I thank God, man.
Hands up, hands up, hands up. Good job, Coach.
But I thank God, because like when guys say, when you want to retire? I said, when God tell me to.
Yeah.
Because this is what he want me to do. This ain't, you know what I mean, something I'm just choosing to do just to be doing it. This is part of what God got planned for my past.
But some people don't know what a calling is. Look, that's a calling.
Right, right.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's what that is, a calling. You know, I look, Coach, it's funny how things are now. I coach James Mosier, oldest surviving Black Little League in the state of Maryland. I can remember when I went to school, Brian Samuels is on there. Brian is an athlete. And now he's a hell of a golfer too. You know what I mean? But he doesn't work as much. We ain't gonna tell Brian's business. He's in management. We don't never like none of them in management though, but he's the boss. You know what I mean? He go fly around the world, play golf and stuff like that. But Brian's an athlete. When I came along, James Mosier Little League, this is how people tell you how good you are, Derek. You know, when you're an athlete, this is how you find out you choose in the neighborhood. All right, you go first. Somebody would say, all right, I go first, I take Maurice Tate. And somebody say, I go first, I take Joe Cook. You know what I mean? The next person go first, he may take Joe Cook or they might take me. That's how you tell how good you were about where they chose you on the team. Right. Correct? That's how you tell, not how good you think you are. If you still stand there on the side and they done chose 7 people already, you ain't that good. You just want more play on there. But the catch is, the catch is, I say this because at James Mosier, where we played, Brian Samuels and them played there too. Man, in the neighborhood, I was one of the best. I was always chose first or second. But when you got up there at James Mosier, you were number 1 more player. Because they came from all over the city to play for James Mosier. Right. This is how talented we were. You know what I mean? I was all-star starting shortstop in the 12th. I mean, when I was 12 years old, my last year. But in 11th grade, when I was 11, Calvin Freeman told me, I went over there. He said, exactly. Brian said that. I'm over there. We practicing for the All-Star. I'm the shortstop on the championship team. I'm over there. We practicing and hitting balls. Yeah, throwing them out. Yeah. Calvin Freeman come late. Calvin Freeman's a gorilla. Everybody, the coach say, well, where you play? I play short. Calvin Freeman walked across the field late. And they asked him, said, where you play, son? He walked over and threw his glove down and said, I play shortstop. Guess what I told the coach? I play second now. Because if Calvin Freeman going on, if Calvin Freeman playing shortstop, guess what? Ain't nobody else going to get to play. That's how good he was. This is the point I'm making. So we went to play someplace else. Now, these kids that we're teaching now, You throw the ball to them, they put their hand up, the ball hit them straight in the top of their head. Don't catch. They ain't got no fathers around, nobody to teach them nothing. They get to the game, CC, and this is the truth. Get to the game. We forfeited because the boy didn't have his hat. You know, you got to have your whole uniform on. This is a mentoring program. These little league organizations, coaching them, that organization, little league mentoring program. They're teaching you to be on time for the game. They're teaching you to be prepared. They're teaching you to have your equipment. If you don't have your baseball hat on with your uniform, you can't play. We forfeited with that. And I looked at him, and he had a car with his mouth. I said, didn't you ever realize that he didn't have his hat? No. Later on, does anybody realize that same unpreparedness stuff that you allowed to them as a child, he later on becomes unprepared if nobody steps in. But what we do, Coach, y'all know, hey, don't worry about it. What did Brian say, CC?
Brian said, I was one of the better players at James Mosier, but was the best player in college in all conference every year.
I mean, but at James Mosier, he said, I was one of the better players. He wasn't the best. Because I don't care who you are. That's what coaching them saying. But the kids over there that's really the great athletes, they aren't the ones that the parents support. I got the ones over there, they the most valuable player every year, but him never even had, hey, Coach, how many kids have you paid for their tuition? How many kids have you paid their registration? The same kids ain't never got their registration, but all us coaches want them on the team so bad. I got 3-4 boys I pay for every year. Buy them their cleats every year, buy them a glove every year.
Man, half the time we pay for a whole team because we don't want these kids to go back doing nothing. You know what I mean? And I had a guy selling drugs at Park Heights, right? Every day he asked me, how my son doing? How my son doing? I'm like, yo, you around the corner. Stop asking about your son and take a chance and walk around there and watch him play. You know what I mean? And this is what they do. But the thing is, on our part, Commander, we ain't just coaches. We fathers, we uncles, we cousins, we brothers. You know what I mean? Because these kids look forward to somebody. If they can mess up, you say, don't worry about it, boy, you did a good job, but this is what we're going to do next time. You know what I mean? We ain't beating them down. So the first thing they saying, oh, coach ain't mind if I mess up that time. All right, let me try harder for him. You know?
Exactly.
Don't realize that. Like what you saying about the hat thing. It's always like that in football. Somebody ain't got a mouthpiece. Somebody got all the way to the game, and the first thing they said, oh, I left my mouthpiece in my father's car, or I left my mouthpiece home. But the thing is, us being prepared and teaching the kids and training them, we always have extra mouthpieces.
Yeah.
Because, because we don't want no forfeits. We want these kids to have fun. Man, let me tell you something. It was like 3 years in a row. I ain't win no game but one. You know what I mean? All the kids go to championship. And we beat nothing but the championship game. And it was crazy, but what was good about it, these same kids, even getting beat every game, they came back every game.
Wow.
They kept saying, I'm learning something. I'm learning something. You know what I mean? And they kept coming back to you. Last year, they beat the championship. Nobody scored during the season. They ain't losing that. They was undefeated. And I never paid no attention until the banquet that they haven't been scored on the whole season. You know what I mean? These are the same kids, they stayed together the whole time.
That was getting their brains knocked out.
Right. That's all covered out teaching. And imagine you done taught these kids how to take defeat, and then you show them how to win and don't beat people down about them losing. You know what I mean? And what you think they're doing in life? They're going to take their blows as it come, and they're going to keep pushing on. Because I didn't say, I remember my coach telling me, no matter how bad it get, we got to push on and make ourselves better. I got one of my kids, matter of fact, Brandon Scott and them having a thing for him today. He became a firefighter last week. And he was talking, he was on Facebook, and he was saying how hard it was and this and that and everything, right? And I commented, I told him, I said, well, he was never going to give up. Now, for 2 years, he begs me to be in the backfield of the football. And I kept the running ball. I'm like, nah, you're not ready yet. You're not ready yet. But when I put him there, he tore it up.
Yeah.
They couldn't do nothing with him when I put him back there. And I told him the same thing you did on football, you did the same thing with this firefighter. you didn't give up no matter how hard the training got, or how hard it was, or how bad it was. You getting up every morning going to this training, and now you on the level that you want to be on. You know what I mean? And that's how I think, man. We got to teach these kids, man. No matter what's going on, we can do better.
Right.
No matter how bad, like this school thing, no matter how bad this school thing is, we can do better. We can teach ourselves.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? We can take 15 minutes a day and read a book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or learn some words, learn how to spell some words.
Yeah.
Oh, not man. That's where we got to come stronger together, man. Because you think about when we was coming up.
Yeah.
It was the same garbage going on with the killing and stuff like that. But our neighborhood, let us come down the street and did something wrong. And your neighbor said, boy, I'm going to tell your mother. You know,
yeah.
First of all, you're going to get it from your neighbor, and then you're going to get it from your mother.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing. We don't look out for each other no more.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't.
That is so true. But I just wanted to say really quickly that, you know, Coach Derek, just like my husband said, you know, I've been knowing Derek for a long time, him and his wife. And I just wanted to jump in really quickly and say that the good thing about Coach Derek is that he is a man that practices what he preaches. He's not just sitting here blowing smoke up your butt. You know what I'm saying? This is really who this man is. This is really how his heart is set up. Because, you know, we put it all on the line here. I remember a time when my children were small and we lived in the Park Heights area. You know, he was a great mentor for them. And during times when my money was short and I didn't have things to give, it was nothing for Derek to pull up in front of my door on Christmas Day and say, here goes some Timberland boots for your boys. You know what I'm saying? Never asked for a penny, never asked for any recognition, but that's just how his heart is set up. And it's really important that we have those kind of mentors for our children. We have those kind of examples for our children, you know. And I just, you know, you told us about what you're doing with the book bags and all of that stuff. And we just, here we are again, y'all. Another group of children that are in need. So that, you know, Derek, I don't know if you know this, but on here, I'm always the one. I always say we ain't begging for money. That's not what we're doing.
Right.
But we are begging for people to invest in our children, to invest in our community. So anybody that wants to donate some money for some book bags or some school supplies or whatever you can do for what Coach Derek is doing, y'all know how to hit us up, and we will definitely, you know, support that cause.
Well, I'll start that off. You know what I mean? From our Simply Us podcast, Gina Lee, myself, Dr. Sutton, and my lovely wife Cece and Party Marty's Moonbells. We'll donate the first $100. So Derek, you figure out what to do. Cece, when you finish with the show or whatever, Derek will tell you we'll send $100 towards whatever y'all are doing, your back to school giveaway or something. And everybody that's out there, you know what I mean. If you could help people, they stepped out. The group was endless, was tireless. Who just helped us at our back to school book giveaway. They gave us good money. They came by, dropped off stuff. You know what I mean, Derek? Yeah. We go up and like Cece said, we don't ask anybody for anything. We don't run around asking nobody to pay us for nothing. But if you can have something, Trey, my godson Trey sent $33. How I end up with that crazy figure, I'll never know. And I asked him, I said, Trey, how you end up with $33? He said, that's what I had in my cash app, Godfather.
There you go.
He sent what he had. He sent what he had.
And guess what, people? It's not always about how much money you have. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we need organizations like this, as Derek was just saying, you know, it's not like they running over with money and support or whatever, but sometimes it's time. It's whatever you can do. You know, sometimes they need volunteers. So just find out, you know, get in touch and find out what part you can play, because we all are quick to say these badass kids, them Park Heights kids, them kids in West Baltimore. You know, we all are quick to say that, but be just as quick to be part of the solution. Be just as quick to volunteer your time. Fix your lunch
Right.
next week and give that couple of dollars and buy a couple children some book bags. You know, this is a small thing to do. And when you give back, it's very rewarding. It's very rewarding. I felt so good when we did our book bag drive that we were able to get some haircuts for some kids and, you know, do a thing. Sugar Mama Jones says she'd like to donate a few book bags. She'll put some supplies in them also. Where she need to bring them. We'll get in touch with you and let you know.
Hey,
we appreciate you.
Everybody, let me jump in real quick, because when money hits our organization, which really is me, when money hits my Cash App is my phone number, 410-800-6628. Once again, 410-800-6628. But anything you have that you can send Cash App, let her know that's for Coach Derrick's organization Back to School giveaway. And I'm going to change what I'm doing. We're going to throw our hat in the ring. Here's what we're doing. We're going to take our $100 back. Anybody out there in podcast land, our organization, Simply Us Now, our podcast is matching. We're matching anything that anybody gives. If you give $100, we'll match your $100. You give $20, you'll match your $20. Whatever anybody sends over there that's Cash Apping, when you finish, I'll let Coach know what the grand total is, and this organization, Simply Us and our podcast, will match it. Hats off to everybody trying to make a difference. Hats off to everybody trying to make a difference.
Right.
Hey, y'all, I'm telling you, these persons like coaching them and stuff like that, they don't ask you for anything. Yeah, you'll never hear them come ask you for nothing. Don't nobody give you no gas money. Nobody say here's the money back for the chicken box you bought that boy that was there, or the socks you bought him because he was playing cleats with no socks. Here go every now and then. You want to do something to help somebody along. Here's something that we do. Gina Lee had us helping the car wash. Then we helped Back to School giveaway. Here's our next organization and we're trying to help. My number is 410-800-6628. Cash App, 410-800-6628. Don't go over there and start asking about what's your name or is it Party Marty / it's the phone number. If you send anything else, first of all, you're a damn fool. It's real simple. It's my phone number. And anything that you put out there, we will match it dollar for dollar up to $500. So y'all get out there, but do what you can for this organization.
Yeah.
Stay with us and comment. You know what I mean? Gina Lee, comment on this situation, on this topic.
All I can say is that, you know, we all have experienced James Mosier's history through this podcast, and you know, we know what it can mean to a young person. Because look at you, look at Coach. Yeah. You know, this is the product of people that cared, and that trickles down to the next generation. So, you know, as I was listening to Coach talk, I was saying, I thought about the story I did a couple of shows ago about the first NFL player, Slater, who played with no helmet. Because his father had a choice. He could either afford shoes or a helmet. And, you know, back then, because they were so expensive and, you know, we as Black people couldn't afford certain things. And the fact that his feet were so big, he had to order the shoes, you know, cleats in order for him to play. So, you know, I think about that when you say that the young man didn't have his mouthpiece and didn't have his hat and those kinds of things. You know, I mean, how far we've come, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm very, very excited for another reach out to the community and help situation.
Hands up to Coach and his organization. Hands up to Coach Derrick and his organization. Stay with us, Derrick. We're gonna move along. CC, how you doing today, CC? Derrick, if you don't know, CC is our current events person. But we have our format. Gina Lee is a historian. She tells you the history. Derrick tells you the things that we need in our community. CC is our current events person. Derek, when it's all over, we all gonna be mad at each other. Whenever Cece finished talking about what's going on in our world today, we got so many opinions, and nobody will
they
be
be
happy.
doing me so dirty on this podcast. I don't even know why I still hang. Not they, my husband.
Well, let's find out. Cece, how you doing today? What's your topic? I'm Party Marty. Let's talk.
First of all, I'm a little short on news today, y'all, because as my husband already told you, I've been up all night winning money at the casino. Because you know I always and drinking. And drinking, that part. Yeah, that is all true. It's all true. But
go ahead, baby.
I just wanted to really quickly touch on, y'all know it's coming, the booster shots for the COVID vaccine. Overnight, it was announced that the White House and the CDC are recommending for everybody that had all the shots that required 2 vaccinations, which was Moderna and Pfizer. They are now saying that they are recommending that even people that don't have underlying health problems, that they are finding that the antibodies decrease within 8 months or so. That's what they're saying. So it's supposed to be starting, they say mid-September.
CC, excuse me for a minute. Take Derek out for a minute. We'll bring him back.
They are saying that I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. The booster shots will tentatively, they're saying mid-September that will start to be a thing, and not just for people with compromised immune systems or anything like that. It's for general public, and they haven't gotten the data yet on the J&J shot, which was the vaccine with just one shot. So look out for that. I'm going to keep everybody posted as information becomes available, because we all know what's going, and this is all in response to the Delta variant. So
1 second, Steve. 1 second. So you are saying that the regular shots where we all gotten into, they recommend even people that immune system isn't compromised in line for 3?
Yes, they are recommending.
And people haven't got, and y'all haven't gotten 1. When they saying that we may need 3, and your dumbass ain't got 1. Oh, come on. That's why Gina don't let y'all in her house. That's why Gina come out of the damn house. That's why Gina said you can't come in there. Gina is literally not letting people in her house. You know, we say that as a joke, but I've been knowing Gina over 60 years. If Gina says she's not taking visitors in the house, unless it's probably Bunny, who she been knowing forever, or a person that just she know that she hangs with or something like that, you not coming in the house, she mean it. Y'all are literally not getting 1 shot, and you say, CC, I apologize. We up to 3, not just compromised systems. Regular people like us that got the 2, we're going to need another one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They are finding that, and I know that there's some of y'all out there who haven't been vaccinated that will take this and run with it as a reason not to get vaccinated. But, you know, we're going to pray for y'all. That's all I can say. We're going to pray for y'all. But they're just finding that the antibodies that are produced when you're fully vaccinated, that they start to diminish over time. Now, for everybody that's alarmed and saying, of course, I told you, the vaccine ain't no good. Lots of vaccines require booster shots. Most vaccines require booster shots. I know that as we age and we get older, we really don't worry about keeping up with our shots and all of that stuff. And most of us can't even remember, myself included, the last time that we had a series of vaccinations. But most of these things do require booster shots. So a lot of these things that we all have been vaccinated for in the past, our immunity is not as strong to these things because as adults, we don't do that. I know Majid was telling me that when she started doing her nursing program, that she had to have a booster for all of the shots that she took in her childhood. We don't think about those kind of things as an adult. So I don't think that this is any cause for alarm. This is routine part of course for vaccinations. But this is all in response, and all of those who are unvaccinated, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna say how I feel, whether y'all like it or not. I blame y'all for this. I blame y'all for this. You know what I'm saying? Because the people that's spreading this Delta variant around are the unvaccinated individuals. So now we need extra protection because this virus has mutated. If everybody would have got the damn shot when they were supposed to, then we may not be in the predicament that we're in right now. So, I know this may not be popular and y'all may not like that I'm saying it, but y'all know I don't care. And I blame y'all for this. So please, the viruses mutate. This will not be the only mutation of COVID. So we have to protect ourselves. And if you don't care about yourself, I'm cool with that. But care about me because I'm trying to live. So if you want to be around me, you want to come to the cookout, you want to hang out and go have some drinks, I'm gonna need you to take care of that like ASAP for real. Because I might allow people in my house. I might not be as bad as Gina is with it, but I'm like really feeling some kind of way about hanging around these people that your behavior is reckless as far as I'm concerned. So I learned a long time ago to handle reckless people with a long handled spoon. So don't get in the boat.
Any comment, Gina?
I have a whole portion of my family that is not vaccinated. And they had a birthday party not once, but twice in the past month and a half. I haven't attended either one of them. I'm be honest. I'm be honest because I don't know where they've been, who they've been around, and it bothers me the fact that I know all of them, the adults at least, have health issues, diabetic, overweight, all kinds of high blood pressure, all of these issues. But they will not get the vaccine. I've told them, I've asked them, I've tried to be firm, but no. So, hey, this is our saying now, mask it, get the shot, or casket.
Yeah, the choice is yours.
And Gina, we talking about intelligent individuals, right? We ain't talking no dummies, no dope.
About no dummies, no. And they just refuse. They refuse to even get their kids, vaccinated. I'm like, and I even tried to say, if your child, say, cut themselves on a rusty can or something or a nail or something, and you had to take them to the hospital, and they said, well, we're going to give them a tetanus shot, you wouldn't think twice about it. Wouldn't think twice about it.
Right. And all of these people talk about people died that still got the shot. Yes. In a rare instance, people have died that have vaccinated people have died. I watched a story on TV the other day about a young lady. Her mother was there. She was 33 years old. She was fully vaccinated, and she wound up getting COVID from somebody that was unvaccinated, and it killed her. You know what I'm saying? But she was obese. She had some underlying health conditions that contributed to the way that that COVID attacked her body. But people will all these excuses, they just getting old as far as I'm concerned. Like People die in car accidents every day, but you still gonna get outside and jump in your car and go where you gotta go. People would die wearing seatbelts. That don't mean that you're gonna stop wearing the seatbelt. So I mean, come on, do better.
Coach Derek, any comment on this topic?
Oh, definitely. Because like with me, I got the shots, but the thing is, like reason. I wasn't on here with nobody be calling me. You know, I'm certain I wouldn't get their call. But like with my team, I order masks from all my kids. They bring their kids to football practice. I tell them put the masks on. Oh, we outside. I don't care if we outside. Still put the masks on because we being safe inside.
That's right.
They touching each other.
And I've been wearing my mask for a minute. I done bought so many masks. I carry 100 of them in my car. So anybody I roll up on, they ain't got no ego. Son, put this mask on. You know, I'm sorry. And you know, I'm a diabetic, so I don't need nothing that you have because I'm a diabetic. You know,
and you know the funny part about the people that's not vaccinated, they always say it's my choice if I want to get vaccinated or not, which is very true. But it's also my choice to say stay far away from me and don't be offended because you made your choice and I made mine.
That's true. They always say that, CC, and they always say that I'm immune to it.
Right.
How you know what you're immune to? I said, you're immune to it. I need you to be immune away from me. You know what I mean? I'll say that in a minute. My body immune to it, man. To fight all that off. I'm like, okay. I said, you stay over there.
Hey,
I'm good, though.
Brian Samuels asked a question for you, Coach. He said, should we still be playing football with the pandemic like it is? Should we still play football?
Now, on that note, I'm like on that. Me, myself, I'm saying to them, I told Parks and Rec now, what we going to do? I said, because if it's getting worse again, we need to shut it down again. You know, and then at the same time, I'm looking at this. Now, we shut it down with these kids. What's going to go on for these kids?
And there you go.
You know what I mean? What's going to go on for these kids? That's another thing. So I'm in between, you know, because one, let me tell you, one time they shut down the age group 12, 14, right? When they shut that down, I lost 5 kids. I lost 2 of them went to jail for, one went to jail for armed robbery, the other went to jail for attempted murder. 3 of them got killed. They shut the rec down one time to remodel the rec. Remember they did the field and all that stuff over? So, a week after they shut the rec down, I had one kid that's all he did, spent all his time in the rec. When they shut the rec down, that where nobody could come to the rec, they killed him on that playground. He got killed 2 weeks later. You know what I mean? So me myself, as when we shutting something down, we got to also look at this. How many kids we gonna lose when we shut it down?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I understand the COVID out there, but it's also people out there with them guns acting like they ain't got no sense.
Derek, sit back. I can only see half of your head.
Oh, you know. So therefore, you gotta look at it like that too. You know what I mean? Because the simple fact, man. What do you think about it? What our kids do? How many kids, since y'all know this pandemic going on, lost their life to the streets or went to jail or something like that? They had one kid on that. They had one kid on the news, never done nothing to nobody. They always talk about how he volunteered, would do stuff with the police officer and this and that. But he ended up losing his life out there because it's nothing for them to do. I don't know.
Gina Lee made a good point about that. Derek, we worked at Park Pool when we came along. Gina Lee and I was as youth summer corps worked at Druid Hill Park Pool. We ended up working there for 10, 12 years. We just hung out there. You know what I mean? But Gina made a good point. We actually literally raised kids in the summer.
Yeah.
Goody and them, remember all them? The same kids came swimming every day. And they didn't get in trouble all day long because they was at the pool.
At the pool.
Real talk.
Yeah.
Then they closed that pool down for 2 years. Who knows what those kids were doing?
Who knows? And I can guarantee you some of them ended up like Coach Derek's kids.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Who knows who no longer had that? You know, opinions to challenge this energy. You know that's true.
And that's exactly what Coach Derek is saying. You know, we can't I mean, we have to operate with an abundance of caution with this COVID. But when we take things away, we have to have something viable to put in place.
Right.
If we can't play football, then we need to do something else, because this is really not about football. It's about, just like Coach Dark was saying earlier, that it teaches these young people lessons that they can use in real life. So this is more about mentoring and teaching, teamwork and it's so many things. It's so many other aspects to it that you're absolutely right, Bryce Samuels, that if we remove that, then we got to find something to put in place that will be equally able to keep these children engaged.
Yep. And I'm gonna tell you, last year, right? When they shut it down last year, and I take my hat off to this gentleman, Joe Gamble. He played for Cleveland Browns. He called me last year when they shut it down, and he gave me some iPads. And he gave me, because I had a little football team with his flag team too. So he gave me 12 iPads, and I took it to the 12 kids. Every Saturday morning, instead of them doing football on the field, they was doing football on the iPads with one of somebody from the Ravens, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Tennessee. One of them guys that played professional football was on there teaching them something.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Now, if it's something like that, that's how you got to replace it. And the kids that I gave, when I took them things around to their house and gave it to them kids, you know what them kids say? Coach Stark, you was thinking about me? You see, man, because you think about it. Once we shut it down, we don't see the kids.
Exactly.
Out of
sight, out of mind.
Yeah, we had to do a setup on a Zoom that on Wednesdays and Fridays, we'd go on Zoom with all the kids that would get on there and this whole conversation and stuff like that to see how each other was doing. You know what I mean? We got to make a difference somewhere.
I'll bring up one of our shortcomings, you know what I mean, telling my wife and I's business and stuff, because we tell people business. But we got one of those grants for our business. You know, they had it. What was it? It was a grant, right, baby?
Yes.
Whatever Corona.
It was a loan, a PPP loan. Excuse me.
PPP loan. Shout out to my niece, Nikki Jace, who was on the show, who told everybody to get it. And if we don't have the podcast, we wouldn't have known nothing about it. I put in for it because she was one of the guests on there, and she told us about it, and we got it. And I ain't gonna tell you no lie, Cece. You know what? That little bit of money wasn't a lot of money, but that little bit of money came in handy, didn't it?
Yeah.
Somebody was thinking about us. I didn't pay much attention to it. I didn't pay much. Oh yeah, we got this. I was so happy to have the little $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 or something like that. I just thought it was extra money. Guess what? I realized that little money kept us afloat for a minute.
Yeah.
It kept us afloat. Somebody, when you start talking about Biden did this and he didn't do that, something like that, somebody put something in place that kept my business afloat. Now, y'all know I retired and thought that I would never work again for the wonderful people again. I'm retired from the state of Maryland. My wife's retired from the state of Maryland. I'm getting my Social Security. I thought I would never need. But my business hit that hardship because ain't no moon bouncers moving around out there in the pandemic. But yet you still got to pay for that warehouse. You still got to pay that insurance. I still got to pay for that truck. My money is steady. Everything's coming out and ain't nothing going in. Right. And I thought that I was financially secure. We found out, CC, we wasn't, right?
Yeah.
I'm tell y'all out there in podcast land, I don't give a damn how much money you got. Keep taking it out and you ain't putting nothing back in there. Good morning. The guy, Mr. Tony, that's the guy I was talking about, Coach. Hey, Tony, this guy that's on here now, Coach Derek, is the coach in the Park Ice community. He's the gentleman I was telling you about, the volunteer that does everything in the schools, everything at CC Jackson and stuff like that. Invest in the stocks exchange. Well, maybe. But let me tell you, you don't know when you help somebody. You don't know when you help them. I mean, whoever invented that PP whatever loan and stuff like that, thank you, because you helped me. I never thought that I'd have to go for somebody to give me a loan or a grant or whatever it is. I don't know what it is. I know I signed. My wife did the paperwork. I know what it was over. We got it. And I know, real talk, because we was paying some bills at the last minute with our business.
Right.
Now we're able to act like human beings because we can't mess up our credit with these people with the storage sheds and our insurance. You got to pay more if your moonbound insurance ever elapses. If it ever runs out, the next company will never pick you up and you'll never get insurance again. And without my insurance, I can't do them wrecks and parks, D. I can't do them, Coach. You know you need a $1 million insurance to do anything.
Yeah.
So I got to have that. If it ever folds and it goes up, so it may be small when you donate to Coach Derek and them in the Park Heights community. Once again, we put this number up at 410-800-6628. 410-800-6628. Anybody that's donating anything to the back to school book bag giveaway or what happened, that's my cash app. Send it to me. I'll see that it get directly in his hand. We don't take percentages and we don't steal because we don't have to. And we at Simply Us, Gina, myself, Dr. Ted, are matching anything that anybody puts up to $500. We're going to match it. You donate. If you just put up $10, you put up 20. You put up 40, you put up 80. You put up 50, you just put up 100. We'll match whatever it is for a good cause there. But y'all, everybody can need some help sometime. Everybody can use some help sometime. You never know. All right, y'all, we done our time. Closing thoughts, Gina Lee.
I got 3.
Okay.
One, I just want to say happy heavenly birthday to Nipsey Hussle. His birthday was
hands up. A hero.
His birthday was the 18th. I also just want to say everybody keep Haiti in prayer because they're going through a really tough time and they're expecting even worse weather coming very soon. Keep in prayer also those people dealing with these, like you say, these God-forsaken wildfires. So those are my 3 final thoughts. And where the damn man? Wait a minute. No, Brandon Scott said, I'm going to use his quote. He said, if you're not vaccinated, shut up and stop complaining.
There you go.
Damn. I like that, Jack. I like that, Brandon Scott. I like him already. That's what's up. DC, closing thoughts.
I just wanted to say that, first of all, I want everybody, please don't forget about Coach Derek's book bag drive. We got to do something to help these children, and every little bit helps. And I just wanted to say that, first of all, and another thing that I wanted to say is I wanted to thank Derek for joining us today. You know, your input was very enlightening and it was valuable, and we definitely appreciate it. And it's just amazing how just small things, just like this podcast, you know what I'm saying, that we have been able to do. We've been able to do such good work, people. We've been able to reach out in so many different ways and help our community. And just like I said, you don't know that charity or giving back is very fulfilling. I feel full every time that we go on location to the back to school cookout, and you know, when we go on a Harriet Tubman tour and all of these kind of things, you know, it's personally fulfilling as well as helping out the community. So do what you can and try to be a part of the solution. If not, then you part of the problem, in my opinion. And just, you know, like I said, Coach Derek is a good man with a good heart that just has a lot of love for children, you know. And I know that I'm speaking from personal experience, that I know that this is real. So I want y'all to, you know, let's show up and show out and help them out and do what we can like we always do.
Hey, Coach Derek, this is not my first time hearing the Timberland story. CC was, Coach Derek is a hustler too. In case we know out there in podcast land, he sells stuff. He has clothes and all that kind of stuff. But CC tells this story back in the day. Water used to come out of her heart and cry. She said, one Christmas we wasn't doing well, and I was figuring out how I was going to go when Derek and Marion pulled up to the door. And Derek did his usual, said hey and all that kind of stuff, and just got handing us bags. And in them bags was Christmas for my children. And those bags was Christmas for my children. I said, bought you some stuff. He said, first of all, it wasn't no junk. He bought them Timberlands. He bought my children Timberlands. You know what I mean? That was his way. I said, that was something nice. He said, first of all, he always does stuff like that, but never a whole Christmas. And I didn't know how I was going to get by.
And guess what? So I was just as surprised as they were. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't expecting it.
And Cece, and this story is 15 years old at least.
Mm-hmm.
This story is way back in the day, so she'll always remember that. Good job, shout out. Hey, bring us home, Coach Derek. Give us a closing thought, something we want to close out the program with.
All right. First, I want to thank y'all for having me on here today. Hopefully, I'm invited to come back.
Yeah, you're definitely invited.
But I'm gonna tell you something, CC. You know, I didn't even remember that because when I do things, when I do it from my heart, I don't dwell on it. You know, not saying, you know, I appreciate you reminding me because it touched my heart that you still remember 15 years ago. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, man, when I do something that comes from the heart, I don't look for nothing back. I don't ask for nothing back. I really don't even ask for no help. I just do what I have to do to get it done. But I thank God, man, because one is this. If we don't stand together, we're going to fall apart. You
yes.
know what you doing, Party Marty, and your wife, CC, Miss Lee, this is a blessing. This is a blessing to everybody. You know what I mean? And everything. I'm going to try to get on all the other things y'all get on with the doctor and all that too, because the simple fact is this, man, it's good for us communicating with one another to keep things going. And this is a better way of letting people know what's going on in the neighborhood. Because right here, we ain't got to hold no punches back.
Right.
Exactly.
Tell it like it is. You know what I mean? Tell it like it is and put it out there like it is. And I see this as a history channel coming from Miss Lee, because you taught me something today about that young lady that you was talking about Sarah. You taught me something on that. So I appreciate it, man. Everything y'all doing a good job. I take my hat off to y'all, man, and keep the good work up.
Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you very much. Hey, listen, out there in podcast land, thank you for everybody allowing us in your living rooms, your dining rooms, your houses, back to school book giveaway. Mr. Derek and them out there in Park Heights. What is that? Like a good
neighbor, stay over there. Gina
Lee, you know what I mean? She's serious about this. You know what I mean? It's because people dying from this. It's not a game, yo. You know what I mean? Y'all playing around. You know, we up to the third variant. We up needing a shot, needing a third shot for this new variant. If you don't pay attention to it, man, you're going to have a fourth and a fifth. These things mutate. That's what they do. That's what they do. Y'all, I don't even understand, y'all. That's a whole nother topic. You know what I mean? I love him. I think he's the reason we're going to win the Super Bowl. But goddamn, Lamar, you's a dumbass. Lamar Jackson, he's a dumbass. Get ready to sign for $45 million. You know what I mean? You get ready to cost Gina her job. Gina got that little part-time hustle.
He better be glad he ain't my son, because I'll be slapping Lamar in the back of that head so hard right now. Boy, is you crazy.
He just caught it twice. So he's also reckless about who he around, right, Gina?
That's
and
what
there's
I'm
people
saying.
out there with Gina Lee. Gina Lee works at the stadium. She's in security at the stadium. And there's people like that that count on that money. Now, you little dumb cell, they may put the team out or something. You're going to cost people money because you just dumb and reckless. I don't understand people what they doing. But anyhow, that's enough of that, y'all. This is our time. I want y'all to know, thank you very much for participating in everything that we're doing. I think Derek brought it home the best, you know what I mean? Just everybody, thanks for being part of it. Each one teach one. The game Dr. Ted taught us, 4 fingers and the thumb. We weak as hell out here. We weak as hell. Put them together. We strong.
Yep.
We put these together. We strong. That's what's up. All right, y'all. Here's my closing thought. I'm gonna bring this home. Be somebody important, y'all. Be yourself. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to do nothing slick. Keep doing what you're doing. If you're not pleased with who you are, reinvent yourself. My wife and myself own Party Marty's Moon Bouncers. Kids Party Rental Company. I have the same dope, cokes, and readies that I always had. Natty cotton candy, popcorn, and moon bouncers. I got the same runners that I always had. Natty employees. I got the same testers that I always threw down the alley. Now they call the silver package. I reinvented myself.
That's right.
I reinvented myself. We reinvented ourselves. Derek and I are also thugs. Y'all know my story. I'm the ex-West Baltimore dope fiend jailbird thug. Let me get it to y'all again. Maurice Tates is my government name. Party Marty is my West Baltimore name. An ex-West Baltimore dope fiend jailbird thug who guards and shook his little dusty ass.
Look at him now.
Started me back on my way and told me to go ahead, boy. Do you. This the real you. This the real you. Y'all don't ever forget this. Don't ever forget this. Don't ever forget this. Do not give up on us before the miracle happens. Don't give up on your kids. Don't give up on your grandmothers. Don't give up on your aunts. Don't give up on people until the miracle happens. All right, y'all. I sing my song. I always think about my mom when this thing ends. And this is my mother's favorite song. And she used to sing it all the time. And it reminds me of my life. May the work I've done speak for me. May the life I've lived speak for me. When I'm resting in my grave, oh Lord, may they all say, may the service we give on our podcast speak for me. Hands up to a good show, everybody. Hands up to Coach Doug for coming in and joining in.
Yes,
everybody,
joining us.
Have a good one. This is a good one, y'all. Everybody, to God be the glory. Have a good day, Coach Doug. Have a great day, Gina Lee. Have a great day, wife CC. Hey, y'all. God's grace and mercy is all we need. Kenny Davis, take us home. Now, everybody, go out there and have a great day on purpose. Have a good day, y'all. We out.
Right.
Love